Hello, it's Amal Manazar. Today we have yet another incredible client interview with Chris Tran. Now, Chris graduated from UT Austin in 2023 with a degree in math, and for the past 1.5 years, he was unemployed, unable to find any kind of software engineering jobs or internships. And after Chris joined the Accelerator, in less than 6 weeks, he landed an incredible job offer at Capital One that paid over $150,000 per year in total. Incredible result. I'm super proud of Chris and all the work he put into the Accelerator. Without further ado, here's Chris Tran. So Chris, I believe you started a couple months ago, maybe September. So could you kind of give me a walkthrough of where were you in your life? What degree did you do? What kind of internships did you have? And what was your major goal 3 to 4 months ago?
For me, I felt like I was pretty lost when I started the program. I had graduated like a whole year ago, and I thought that just kind of cruising along would kind of get me to where I wanted to be, but I knew that I had to kind of take some kind of action to get where I wanted to be because I knew that money was the one thing holding me back from really achieving what I wanted to do, and not having a job and seeing all my friends succeed around me just made me feel like I was lost. I did a math degree, so it was kind of hard to get into the field because everybody was looking for comp sci. And for me, I thought it would be a lot better to just kind of put my head down and really focus on where to go. And so that's why when I saw one of your videos on YouTube, I thought I should kind of take the leap and hop into the program.
Awesome. Yeah, that makes sense. So just to kind of confirm those details before you joined, you had graduated in what, May 2023? Was that correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And then you spent like a year not having a software engineering job. Did you apply to a bunch of roles during that time? What was your experience with applying before you joined the program?
Yeah, so when I was in college, I didn't really do any internships. So for me, it was kind of difficult, but I just applied to like a bunch of roles. I applied to over 200 roles over like the course of that 1 year, but I just kind of spam applied and I didn't really like know what I was doing. So
hmm And did you get a bunch of responses or not really much back?
not really much. I got mostly rejections and I got probably about two or three responses, maybe like, well, two or three interviews and then maybe about like five responses.
hmm Yeah, that makes sense. So kind of going on to that decision to book the call with me, what kind of motivated you to book the call and eventually join the program?
For me, it was just like I knew I had to do something and I had to like have somebody help me or have something kind of push me to do what I needed to do. And it was also like I didn't know what direction I should take because you just read around and you see that like everything's so hard and everything's so lost that it's like you don't really know where to go or you don't really know if you're going in the right direction to begin with. So that's why I kind of booked the call to see like if this could help.
Yeah, that makes sense. And on that point, with your decision to join the accelerator, did you have any major hesitations or were you kind of all in after you heard about the program?
I was like slightly hesitated because I didn't know like what to expect. And like it was just for me, it was kind of like a big jump in like trying to figure out if like this would actually be able to give me a job in the end. And I wasn't sure if it could help, but it was worth it for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great to hear. Let's talk about your experience in the program itself. So you just finished up, I believe, probably a couple weeks ago, or maybe around this time, roughly speaking. So if we kind of go through like what you liked about the program, um, yeah, what were the main things you enjoyed about the program and why do you think they were helpful?
I feel like it like kind of also included a lot of people from different kind of points in their like journey. It was able to like target like exactly what you should do, and if you didn't have this or if you had this, like what you had to do first before you could do that. And I felt like that was really helpful. And it also just gave you like a big like a lot of resources to use and a lot of like people, a good community to connect to as well, because like everybody else is in the same position as you, and like everyone just wants to help each other out.
Yeah, absolutely. Another question I have, Chris, is why not, if you were talking to someone else who is, in your exact same situation, unemployed for a year, looking for software engineering jobs, kind of lost, why not just stick to YouTube videos, TikTok, Reddit? What do you think the value of actually doing a program is?
I feel like the program also provides you with just a good community as well. So like when you do YouTube and when you just kind of look at tutorials online and stuff like that that could help you in the end, a lot of people like they're just alone. So they feel like kind of lost. They don't know if they're going the right way. Whereas like if you're with everybody else, you feel like, okay, this person's in the same boat as me, so I can help them out or they can help me out and they kind of push each other. Whereas like if you just do YouTube, you could be able to do it, but I feel like 90% of people like they're just alone and they don't like they end up giving up because they don't know where they're going or they don't know if it really like will lead to anything.
Yeah, exactly. And I think another aspect to it is, and or at least what I believe personally, is like you have to think about, is it worth investing in it or not? And like based on these software engineering jobs, I think like the answer is it's clearly worth investing in it. There's a reason why people go to college in the first place. It's like that stuff is all online for free. MIT publishes all of their courses, but are you really going to sit there for 4 years in your bedroom in some random place learning all that information? Or do you want to put yourself in an environment with professors, TAs, other students? And I feel like that's what I tried to do when I created this program is kind of like make like a college level environment for actually getting that software engineering job.
Yeah, I understand. I feel like it was also like just like maybe I could have done this on my own, like and learned it on my own, but I just know that like it would have taken a lot more kind of dedication on my end, even though it did take dedication on my end in the end, but it was like also just a combined effort.
Yeah, exactly. And I think another aspect to it is like if you got your job 1 month early, then it just pays for itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
like
that's why I took the leap because I was like, I might not be able to like afford it now because I have a part-time job, but like if I got my job like at any point using this program, then it's like it would pay for itself anyway.
yeah, exactly. So at least that's what most people tell me after they get their offers. Kind of talking about specifically the different aspects of the program. So as you know, we do full resume reviews, LinkedIn reviews, coding and behavioral interviews. Like what of that did you like the most, and how do you feel like it helped you and actually get that job offer at the end of the day?
I would say definitely um it's hard to choose. I kind of like all of them because it just really taught you a lot of things that you don't learn in college. But I would say like most important would probably be like networking or just like the behavioral for me, like the interview part itself. Although the resume like review was really good as well, so it's kind of hard to choose, but it just helps you with every part of the process. But I would say the most important one maybe would be networking. And then me personally, I really like the behavioral because I didn't like have a lot of experience with that, and it was able to like help me kind of overcome that boundary that I had for like behavioral interviews, and I didn't know how to like kind of go about those, and I failed a lot of my interviews because of that. So I would say that one, but I would also networking.
Absolutely. No, it's great to hear. Let's talk about your offer. So at the end of the day, a couple weeks ago, you ended up with an amazing offer. Could you kind of tell me about what company it was, what the compensation was, and how you feel about that?
Yeah, so I got a offer for a software engineering role at Capital One, and the compensation was 119 base. So I was like, for me, I know you told me that like before the program I would get like an 80K to maybe like a six-figure job.
Yeah.
But like because of like where I started, I wasn't sure like about it. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll just get like 70K. And I'll be okay with that as long as my foot's in the door. But when I heard this offer, I just like it was a lot for me.
Yeah, I mean that's amazing. 120K roughly total. That's like that's going to change your life. And where is it located? Is it in Texas? Is it in New York? Where are you going to be?
In Texas.
In Texas. Wow. Is it like
Yes.
Houston, Dallas, Austin?
Dallas. It's in
Dallas.
Plano area. So
Wow. Okay, so cost of living isn't terrible either. So
yeah, it's not.
yeah.
It was supposed to be like they have two offices, one in Virginia, one in Texas, but I'm from Dallas, so
Mhm.
I wanted to be able to stay, and I didn't know if they had any spots left, but
Yeah, absolutely. Well, congratulations, Chris. That's super, super exciting. Like, honestly, it's an incredible transformation to go from like, again, like working part-time, not having a software engineer role for like a full year, all the way to getting a six-figure full-time job at a name brand company like Capital One. So I guess final question here is, what would you say to someone who's kind of on the fence about the accelerator? Maybe they've graduated just like you, they're looking for a full-time job or they're laid off. Would you say the program is worth it? And would you recommend that kind of person invest and joins the program?
I would say it's definitely worth it. It's a great investment because in the end, it does just pay for itself, and it also just pushes you as long as it might be an investment towards yourself, but as long as you put in the time as well and you're willing to do what you want to do, then I would say the program is 100% worth it
Awesome.
because it teaches you everything that you need to know.
Yeah, that's great to hear, man. Well, Chris, best of luck. Of course, you're in the community. You can keep in contact at any time. And when are you starting, by the way? Like, are you starting in a few weeks or in a few
February, starting in February.
February? So you still
Yeah.
got a few months before starting.
Yes.
Um, well, man, best of luck. Again, I'm super proud of you. Like, I know when you came into the program, it was definitely something which, like, I wanted to really make sure you got that offer, and I'm really glad everything worked out in the end.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, I'll talk to you later. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Congratulations again.